showtime!
Got a little bit of gasoline. Got a little bit of gasoline.
I almost fell out my day when I
bet.
He's feeling real good about himself. He got that ignorant ass smirk on his face that I can't stand when we talk about football.
Speaking of football, who play on Thursday? That's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, the Bucks versus the Bears. They're in Chicago. Who you got, Vic?
Oh, you got to start with me.
As
much as I love the upset special, it's Chicago, man. I got Brady. I think it just may be a little closer than what people think. Because Chicago gives quarterbacks don't have their greatest games against Chicago, so I don't think they're gonna light them up. I think they'll win ugly. But I still think Tampa pulls it out.
Who you got, Chris?
Well, first of all, this is not Tampa versus the Bears. It's the GOAT versus the GOAT, which is Tom Brady, of course, the GOAT, versus Nick Foles, the greatest backup to ever live. So I still got Brady whooping their ass, and I think Brady's going to go do something outrageous for that Super Bowl revenge. So I'll say Brady throws for 6 TDs, and the Bucks win by 6, and the Bucks win by 17.
Wait, you said Brady throws for 6 touchdowns?
He throws for 6 against the Bears. If you listen to them, put them in your DraftKings and your FanDuel, Brady's going off for 6. I said it.
Wow, I got the Bucks too, but I don't know that I got them going that crazy. Who you got, Eric?
Yeah, I'm taking Tom Brady and the Buccaneers also. Tom Brady is 5-0 all time against the Chicago Bears. I don't think they have a clue
Eric did his research
as to how to stop Tom Brady in the past, and they got some of the same pieces and Gronk, Brady, and a couple of players that kind of look like they did in New England. And actually, the last time he played in 2018, it was a pretty close game, but Brady had one of those awesome games. I think they beat him by 38-31, something like that. So Bucks 34, Chicago 17.
I don't think we've ever agreed. I think this might be the first time we all agree on who the winner is.
Yeah.
That's because nobody trusts Chicago. It's Chicago. Nobody trusts them.
Yeah.
Nobody trusts Chicago, and you could, like, it ain't even arguably, this is the most offensive talent Brady's ever really had.
Are they playing in Chicago or are they playing?
He's had mediocre receivers all the time and had to throw them up or coach them up or throw them open. But he never had Mike. I mean, he had outside of the 1 year with Moss, but Mike Evans a beast. Arians is an offensive-minded coach. They got a decent little running back. He ain't great, but he's decent. They got good tight ends. Goddard might be out, so if he's out, that sucks. But they got a good slot dude. This kid Scotty Miller. They got pieces, man. They got talent. If they just protect them, they got talent.
All right. I ain't gonna say fuck the GOAT no more because he don't play for the Patriots, so I don't have to have that hate. But with that being said, we got a podcast to get to. And you with the wonderful Dion, of course, the most popular MVP. You got Hollywood Vic in the building, repping his Jets down there. You got Eric, which just cursed his Chiefs because he's wearing, I think, baseball clothes and some shit that say Grill Sergeant. So that's bad luck. And you with me, Chris G, and this is the special NFL segment of the podcast. How y'all doing today?
Pretty damn good.
Well, don't try to put that bad luck mess on me, bro.
You started it when you tried to talk about injuries.
Yeah, facts.
Some of us are drinking the pain away, Chris.
Yeah.
Right.
Karma, Eric.
Right. Well, at least some of us are more realistic about our teams, though. We know a little bit better about what we expect. Because if I'm not mistaken, Chris thought in the first quarter, the first 4 games of the season, that the Eagles were going to go 4-0.
Sure did.
But they didn't.
We knew better. We knew better, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. The first quarter wasn't so good for you guys, I must say.
You know what? Injuries kicked in and shit fucked up and players fuck up sometimes. But guess what? Still number one. Yes, we're number one with all that being said. So I
So
fucked up.
what do you think you guys are going the second quarter?
Well, realistically, with all these injuries we're suffering, I'll say 3-1.
Three losses and
If I'm
three
not
losses and 1 win.
mistaken,
3 wins and 1 loss, Eric.
Who do
Yeah,
y'all
so-
play?
not
Who do y'all play?
mistaken, y'all play the Steelers next week.
Well, we start off with the
This
Steelers,
week.
and that's the so we're gonna take it one week at a time, like we did during the Super Bowl. So
Okay,
we'll
but
play the
right now-
Steelers,
Wait,
and we'll start
Dion,
the Rams.
tell us who's the 4 though. I want to know who they're playing. Who's the 4?
Yeah, we ain't got time for all that, Vic. Just know.
All right, my bad.
We gonna beat the Steelers and start 1-0, and we're gonna go from there.
No, y'all have the Steelers and then the Ravens and then the Giants and then the
The
Cowboys.
one that,
Oh, my bad.
One
4-0.
that you
See,
didn't want.
I was trying not to do that. 4-0. I was trying not to do
I
that.
say, all right, 2-2.
That's fair,
You think
Vic.
the Eagles go 2-2?
That's fair.
Me, I think they'll get the win the back end. I think they're gonna take. It's gonna get ugly though. They ain't beating Pittsburgh.
Shit.
No way in hell. So they're gonna be
And they're in
0-1.
Pittsburgh.
And actually, let me tell you, they got a chance to beat the Ravens because the Ravens downplay their
I don't
front.
stop.
Eagles defense. If they get a couple players back on defense, that defense.
I don't fear the Ravens
That front seven's all right, man.
at all.
If they shut down Lamar,
Yes. Big if, big
That's a
if,
big
big.
if.
That defense getting real. That's all I gotta say.
That's a big
The
if.
defense
That's a
getting
big
real.
if.
Cowboys are gonna get them, and that's gonna be a miserable week for you.
I don't know.
Yeah, where am I
Because
signing
here's
at?
the thing with Cowboys. I thought we were going to go 2-2 the first quarter, right?
Stop.
Say that.
But I did think we were going to go 2-2. But we went. I honestly was not expecting to lose to the Browns. That was the team. That was the one team that I thought we were going to beat, and we didn't beat the Browns. So for the second quarter, I think for the second quarter we might be able to pull out the 2-2 this time. The problem is I've had to readjust. I really thought we were going to go 10-6, and now I'm a little concerned about the 10-6.
I'm going 0-4.
So I had to. I don't know because I think I have us winning against the Giants, and I have us beating Washington. Now with the Eagles, we tend to split with the Eagles. We go 1-1. So I usually chalk up the away game as the loss and the home game as the win. That's kind of how I mentally look at it. But
We got playing Washington now.
the first one is in Dallas. We play in Dallas.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
They can beat y'all. If
They
Chase
can,
Young is playing, they
can.
can beat y'all.
They typically, we usually have their number, and if we don't, we split it with them. They haven't. It's been a minute since they've swept us, so I like to stick with the 1-1 prediction when it comes to NFC East team. Oh, except for the Giants, because we've had their number for a while now.
Yeah, they easy.
I'm gonna
But they
say
gonna beat
the
y'all.
2-2 is fair, but I would love to eke out that win against the Eagles. That would
Not gonna
help
happen.
tremendously.
Never.
That would.
Never.
Did y'all purposely leave for last?
What'd you say?
Did y'all purposely?
I didn't go yet.
No, I was leaving you for last. So Vic, what you got for the second quarter for your team? You're 0-4 right now.
We should have ripped off the Band-Aid and let them go first. So I was dead ass wrong. I said 2-2.
Facts.
I thought we would have beat the Bills in Denver. That shit. But then again, the Bills are a monster. We probably gonna go 0-4. Listen, we got the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Chiefs, man.
This is real life you talking.
Oh shit.
Dude,
This is the most facts I
Our
ever heard you spit
record-
right now.
our record is crazy, bro. We got the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Chiefs. I'm keeping it real. I don't see a dub there anyway. If we lucky, we got to catch the Cardinals because I think they're coming to see us. But they got to travel. But other than that, we got to at the Chargers, home versus the Bills. They got our number, and then the Chiefs. Yeah, we in trouble, son.
I wish we played y'all. God damn, that's
Damn, I'm telling you. I am telling you.
You don't wish you played us.
That would be nice. I really thought the Jets were
Don't do that.
gonna get at least
Trust
6 or
me.
7 wins this year. I really
Rewind the podcast. I told everybody how bad they was going to be, and everybody laughed at me.
You did.
Well, I told you
I
he wasn't
didn't
going to be
laugh. I didn't laugh, but
4-0.
I thought they would at
You should
least
talk.
go get 6.
Bro,
get
you
6
got
wins.
you got a tie against the Bengals. Like, get all the way out.
Hey, that tie got us in first place, baby. That's what I'm talking about, first place. I take it. Hey, I take
Enjoy it. You
I
won't
would
be
be-
first place
I would
by
be
next week.
Embarrassed to gloat about being in first place
it. Hey,
at 1-2.
Absolutely.
That's just me. Because
In
Cowboys
that
fans do it
condition,
too. Cowboys fans do that
That's
shit
just
too.
the weakest. No, the funniest thing is that he's screaming first place, but that shit is over Sunday. So let him get it all out. Say
Somebody
some
gotta
more.
be the
It's
fly on
over
top of this shit.
Sunday.
No, that's
Somebody
true.
gotta
Somebody
do it.
got to be at the top. That's true. Eric, what y'all doing for this
It's
next
over.
week? Who do y'all play?
We got the Raiders, the Bills, the Broncos, and the Jets.
Oh, damn.
Not trying to be funny, but I'm gonna say 4-0. I keep it short and sweet. I don't think those teams could beat us with, preparation. So since there isn't, and here's the thing, I just can't see one of those 4 teams knocking us off yet. I think
Bills will get you.
I think
Where
that
you play the Bills at?
the Bills, we're playing them in Buffalo, and it's student versus teacher. So
I
that's
don't think it'll make a difference.
I got the Bills.
I'll take that back. That's 3-1. I got the Bills too.
If Josh Allen is healthy, I got the Bills.
And both of you guys also had the Ravens. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we was dead wrong on that one.
Yeah, I know you were.
That's cool.
No, I can see them going 4-0.
But I have a body of work now. I've seen what I've seen, and the Bills are for freaking real, son.
And I'm starting to see holes in that offense.
Yeah, that's my team. Remember, that's the team that I felt like we need to watch. That's the team
You
that
see holes in what offense?
But in whose offense?
I'm starting to see some kryptonite. I'm starting to see the kryptonite to Superman.
In Kansas City?
No,
in Kansas
man.
City. I'm starting to notice little trends.
Really quick, stop discounting the greatness of Bill Belichick. Belichick does a great job against Mahomes, man. He always has.
So did the Chargers.
But what? The Chargers?
Chargers gave y'all trouble. Don't act like they didn't.
Gave y'all trouble.
Don't act like they didn't.
There's very few games in the
Chargers
NFL
game was a game down to the
time out. That was not an offensive struggle game. That was a defensive struggle game.
Hey,
defense had
it was a close game.
Yes, but he tried to say it was holes. Ain't no holes. We're very efficient.
Would y'all score that
holes
game?
in his house, bro. I see the kryptonite.
I think,
don't get nervous.
26 points, 23 points, something like that.
Anyway, yeah, but you scored that last touchdown in the last minute. Blah, blah, blah. We know what we're talking about here. All right? Your fucking time is coming, my friend.
They're one of 6 undefeated teams, though. So do you guys think it's too soon to start crowning these undefeated teams, or give it some time? Are they real deal, or is it too soon?
I think some of them you can say that they look like they're real deal. Because of the competition and the way they won and how they're beating teams. Like some of those, like for instance, the Bills are a perfect example. The Bills are a problem because that boy's throwing that ball. He's got Diggs, he's got Brown, he's got athletes, he's got dudes that could take it to the house. Along with him being able to run the ball, they got an O-line, they got a decent little running back, they got defense. They are a solid team and they've got studs. So I think they're a team that's for real. Of course, the former champs are going to be for real. You can't call them a fluke. They're the champs. So on that alone, a couple of I would say out of all of the what are the undefeated teams again? I'm sorry.
Bills, Steelers, Titans, Chiefs, Packers, and Seattle. But I think it's important to note that the Steelers and the Titans were supposed to play each other, but that game was canceled. So they're both 3-0.
Yeah.
So they're undefeated, but one of them shouldn't be on the list. It's just that they didn't play.
The only team that I think is really that looks like the real deal right now out of all those teams is two. I'll give them 2. I'll give Kansas City and I'll give Green Bay.
You guys don't
Bills, I really don't trust yet. But those 2, Aaron Rodgers looks great. Mahomes, even though I'm starting to see some chinks in the armor, looks great. So, and those offenses look real good right now. And Green Bay is missing Devontae Adams and still balling out. So
Still balling.
they look real impressive.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think
Green Bay does this a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say Green Bay. I see them come out on fire many seasons. But the one team that I think, even though they got some shit going on right now, I still think Tennessee is viable because I think the quarterback now with the extra year in the system, they got the best running back in the game.
That's fact.
I think that they can control the clock against a team like Pittsburgh. They don't really fare well playing in really tight games. They like to get up fast and stay ahead of you, and and use their defense to fucking confuse you and fucking blitz you to death. But I think Tennessee, from what I've seen the first 3 games, that's a pretty solid team to me, if you ask.
Do you think the Titans would have beat the Steelers?
Absolutely. And I also don't put much stock into what the Bills did. They played the Jets, the Dolphins, the Rams, and the Raiders. All 4 of those teams, I think, are horrible, in my opinion. So they haven't played anybody yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
Why'd you thought the Steelers would have won big?
Yeah, I think the Steelers are incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
Incredibly underrated. I think if that offense is, we already know what the defense do. That defense a problem. If that offense continues to stay healthy and start playing, and they start learn how to incorporate Ebron in there, they got Juju, they got that young stud D Johnson.
Damn, they do got
the Steelers are a fucking problem. And if anyone that thinks they won't be a problem, they wrong.
They usually are, to be honest. They usually are.
Been through for 5,000 yards the year before, bro. They're gonna be a problem. They'll be right there. And I think this year, I think they'll be a better team than Tennessee.
Yeah, I had them
my opinion.
also.
I don't trust Tennessee in the long run. In the short run, I do. They look great now. They flashy, but I don't trust them. I just can't put trust in them.
I think when the playoff push comes to shove, you get defensive minds in there. At the end of the day, the best quarterback rules.
So who out of those 6? So you guys think the Titans are the first team that falls off? Or then Eric, who do you think is the first team that falls out? That loses?
Buffalo.
It's easily
if I had to rank them, I'm probably ranking them Pittsburgh. I'm not including the Chiefs. Fuck them. They get a bye. I would rank them Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Buffalo. Only because I thought Eric did a good job of putting it in perspective that their record is the weakest out of all of them.
Yeah, I don't care about everybody else.
Schedule.
I don't care about the rest of the teams. I know the Steelers is taking the L Sunday, so they're going to be the first ones to lose.
Who does the Steelers play this Sunday?
The Eagles. Carson Wentz. Welcome.
Let's go Eagles.
It's the Battle of Pennsylvania, and we already know who's
Let's
the better
go
team.
Eagles.
We ain't scared of nothing. Bring it.
Chris has to be the most confident NFL fan I think I've ever met in my life.
What you want to bet? Some push-ups? What you want to bet?
Man, we can bet. Let's do it. How many push-ups you want to bet, Vic?
What you want to bet? I don't know. You could do a lot. That's probably a dumb bet for me.
We can do 100. We can do 100.
I got it. How about
Cardio.
This? Whoever wins the game, the loser has to do as many push-ups as the winning team score.
Man, what the?
That shit is not. This motherfucker could probably do 30 straight easy.
He disrespected us. I didn't like that shit.
I know what he could do. 30 straight. He'll look at us laughing with a blunt in his mouth. 30. I want a Jet T-shirt on this motherfucker. I want
not gonna happen. I don't make bets. I don't make bets. I can't keep. I don't make bets. I can't keep. And I ain't doing it.
I'm not wearing another team's jersey. I'm not
doing it.
My profile picture as another team. That's why I just don't.
Well, so we'll put a pin in this. We'll think of something. But I got the Steelers on that one.
Hell, let's get it.
That's what's up. Did you guys see all the quarterback benchings? Washington bench Haskins, and Washington fans are pretty bothered by it because they felt like he needed a little bit more time.
That's fucked up. They should have gave him some more time. I felt a certain way about fuck him because of the team, but I felt that was a little shady.
You feel like it was shady? Why do you think it was shady?
Because I feel like if he was not black, that he would have got more time in there.
I'm always torn on this because I just feel like on one hand, it makes sense that you just got to give, if they're young, they have to learn, you got to give them a chance. But then on the flip side, I'm also like, well, you sit in meetings with this kid all the time. You've talked to him. You know exactly what you're asking of him. You know exactly what he's capable of and what he's not capable of. So you already know if he can do the things that you want him to do. So so you think they should give him more time because he's black, or you think that because he's black, they didn't give him more time?
Just because that he's black, they didn't get more time. But I think he does deserve more time to develop. But just why then? The timing was suspect. He played the Ravens. That was almost a guaranteed L. He had 317 passing yards, passer rating of 70, I think it was 77.1, zero interceptions. So
Yeah,
it wasn't like he played terrible.
Yeah, I didn't think he played bad.
Yeah, he had a passer rating of 90.4.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So I downplayed him.
No, he didn't play bad.
Yeah. He had a QB rating, my bad, at 77.
Surprised that they benched him in the first place. Not just because he had mistakes or anything, just from a pure QB standpoint. Like, what did he do for them to bench him? So that I really was wondering that, because I think that they should not have benched him. But I'm always torn because the coach knows what he's capable of and not capable of. You wouldn't just bench a starter just because I don't know, just because he's black. Now, I'm not saying that's why they did it, but I'm saying, like, there has to be a real reason, right?
It was a very short leash on him, out of nowhere.
It was,
Yeah, which caught me off guard.
It's
So
go ahead, Vic.
I live down here. The game before this one, there was talk about benching him.
Yeah.
He had a 3 interception game and it was horrible. And he was missing throws all over the field. After that game, the Arizona game, after that game, there was talk about, because people went into that game talking about maybe it's winnable. Arizona didn't play a great game. But he killed drives. There was a lot of talk about that. So that's one thing. I don't think it was because of his black, because I think Ron Rivera is a good coach and he's a man of integrity. I think it has a lot more to do with the division being such trash, and they didn't see themselves in a position to be viable and to actually win the division. So I think they're looking at it like, oh shit, we could win this bitch. And guess what? Kyle Allen, I coached him last year and he knows this playbook better than Haskins. So I think Haskins is in a tough spot being a rookie, coming through with a new offense, a new coach, and having zero time to practice. On the flip side, I think this is probably good for him, honestly. And I know that's not going to be a popular opinion, but I think it's best for him to sit down and chill for a minute, because it was too much too soon. And the talk out of DC is that he's just wasn't picking up the playbook as much as they thought he would. So they're going to sit his ass down and they're going to let someone play who already knew that offense. So if the backup was a new Joe Schmo and didn't know what he knew, it would be way more suspect to me. But being that they coached the backup last year, the offensive coordinator coached him as well. So that's their quarterback. So it makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Plus, the coach got cancer, bro. He want to win some games. Who knows how he's thinking about life?
Very true. Very true. I was gonna say, it's been this age-old thought that you don't lose your job to injury, but in the case of Tyrod Taylor, I mean, basically he was injured by the team doctor.
Yeah.
And I guess you can say he's been benched because the way Justin Herbert is playing has been lights out. He looks like the most impressive rookie quarterback this season. So that I guess that's a breath of fresh air to San Diego, but at the same time, old Tyrod lost his job, man. That's that boy playing. I mean, you can't even take him out. I mean, as a coach, you know what I'm saying? I would hate to be Anthony Lynn right now. I would be like, oh shit.
Yeah, how do you?
I would
how do you
hate
make
to
that
be
decision?
Anthony Lynn, but I would absolutely tell Tyrod, I'm really sorry, bro. But my job to
You gotta go.
I get
Yeah.
paid to win games.
But don't y'all
And
think
I
that when
know
they
it's
get benched
tough.
like that, they know, like you gotta know that if somebody.
But he
You
didn't get
know,
benched,
but you,
remember.
yeah.
He didn't
Not
get benched.
necessarily bench, but when you so he got hurt, from the lung thing from the doctor. But if you're sitting on the bench watching the other player play, you gotta know there gotta be
Oh
something
yeah.
in you that knows
Oh
that
yeah.
they're
But
not even.
but here's the thing. I don't think it's like should be like it's an uproar because of the doctor thing. But even before the doctor thing, they was already talk because Tyrod Taylor was looking like shit, man. Like he wasn't playing well, and they have talent all over the field on that team.
Yeah.
They got talent at running back. They got talent at wide receiver. They got talent at tight end. So, and that was a team that was known for its offense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised at that.
Do you
The
guys
quarterback
think
was
that is?
drafted. He was a high first round draft pick. So you already know they ready to turn the keys. He had a short leash. He should have had. He had a short leash, in my opinion.
Plus,
Do
if
you
you don't
guys
owe him a
think
lot of
that it's
money, then it
too
don't matter.
early? Do you guys ever think it's too early in the season? Like 4 weeks, is that too soon, or is that the
Yes.
best time to do it?
It's absolutely too soon. In normal his circumstance was different, but in normal circumstances, yeah, that's way too soon. If you ask me.
Situational, in my opinion. It's situational. It's about how they're playing. You know what I mean? Like how there's so much shit we don't know. We don't know how they walk into practice.
Yes.
We don't know what their body language in practice. I heard on a podcast, a Maryland podcast out here, that what people don't understand is that Haskins had really shitty body language. Like his receivers were getting frustrated with him. So there could be 1,000,001 reasons why. Maybe they benched him because they're like, look, we don't want to lose the team. So there's so much shit that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, there is.
You know what I'm saying? So like from what I've seen, I haven't seen any scenario this year where I thought it was too soon. Mitch,
I disagree.
he had that coming. That he may have an argument because he was 2-0.
Mitch didn't have that coming. He didn't have that coming.
So so you're right about that. So maybe that's a weird one too. He was 3-1. What was he? 3-1 when he got back?
But you just gave a whole
Yeah.
explanation about how you never know what's happening behind the scenes. So you never know what was happening.
But they
I just don't
winning.
think coaches bench their starting quarterback lightly. That's not a decision that you make lightly. You got a whole team that has to, number one, buy into the second guy. And forget what you think about the first guy. If your 53 guys aren't behind the second guy, you're not just going to pull that plug for no reason. That's a big decision.
I think it's
But
if
if Nagy should have been smart, because the later in the year you put in Foles, the better. You put him in too early.
He didn't do his research.
He's gonna do it. Yeah, exactly.
They think that Foles is an actual QB from the beginning. That's why he's there. Not for the end of the year, but in their minds, Foles is a QB.
Poor guys.
Yeah, for the whole year.
Hey, we'll see. Listen, what am I? They better than us.
That's fact. But my thing is, when you make a decision like that, when you choose to take a quarterback and bench him, that's a season-changing decision. I don't think you can just go right back to that quarterback. You're gonna have to stick to the quarterback you benched him for a while. So the first 4 games, that's just early.
That's why I think it's a big decision. That's why I have a hard time believing they're just pulling the plug just because somebody made a mistake. I just don't think.
Who else got benched?
So Darnold. Did Darnold? I thought he was hurt.
Darnold's
but some people are saying Darnold.
Your
That's
QB
what I
got
thought.
benched.
But some people are saying he was benched. But I read that he was
Darnold's
hurt.
hurt.
Yeah.
If you saw what happened to him on that field, first of all, the NFL, talk about no respect. How the fuck was that not a personal foul?
They punished
He grabbed dude and are nuking him. He tried to kill that man.
That wasn't all the time. They got him a few times.
Dude, they was doing him dirty the whole game. No respect. The NFL should be ashamed. If I was the owner of the fucking Jets, I would have sent that tape with my piss on it to the fucking league and told them what the fuck is wrong with y'all, man. That was bullshit. I think he's more hurt I'm not saying he's injured, but he's banged the fuck up. And the coach is like, let him just chill and rest a little bit, and then we'll put him back in, as opposed to, letting him get dragged. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
At
see.
at the end of all of this, hell, we need to be lucky if we even have a season. The way COVID is breaking
That's
out amongst
facts.
all this.
That shit's coming. Corona's coming.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
nervous.
starting to look bad. It looks like they have to consider at least some sort of bubble or shutting it down, or I don't know. What do you think?
There'll be no bubble. There'll
They
be no
can't. I
bubble.
don't think they can do that.
I think that's the
I'm
only
gonna
way that
tell
they're
you
gonna
why.
save the season.
I'm gonna tell you why there'll be no bubble. Because they blew highs. The bubble needed to be negotiated earlier. After a couple of games, these players, their salaries already guaranteed. So the players could say, fuck you, shut it down, I'm getting paid. And NFL players never have that luxury.
Yeah.
So they'll take full
But a
advantage.
bubble is impossible for that many players and coaches and staff.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
it is.
I don't see
Well,
that.
not only that, but it's 16 games a week. You need 16 stadiums.
Fields. Yeah, Fields. Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And unlike basketball, you can't play back-to-back games on the same field.
No.
That
I'm
should be
nervous.
tore up. So it's just it's a logistical nightmare. They would have to have a state. So like, for instance, California. They would bubble California. Why? Because you got the Rose Bowl. You could play games there,
Mhm.
right? It would have to be in a large state, good weather, multiple stadiums, close proximity. California fix the bill.
Yeah, but now you
A
also
lot of
need
hotels.
airports and hotels and
Yeah.
you need
Yeah, but they're all staying
space
there.
for-
Everyone has
It's
to
just
stay in
crazy.
California.
It wouldn't.
So within California, check it. You could bus to Vegas. So you could play in Vegas. You could play in the LA stadium. Do the Rams and Chargers play in the same stadium?
Mhm.
Yeah, now they do. Yeah.
Yeah, they knew they got
So
the
that's
brand new
two.
stadium.
That's two. Then you got what? You got the Rose Bowl. You got Cal Stadium.
So basically, what
if
you're
you-
saying is make
It's a good
bubble,
8.
make bubble hubs.
Yeah, but I think that's what
Exactly.
they were expecting them to do. Because remember during the preseason where they had all these, like fake, I call them fake training camps, but they had these like mini training camps. A lot of the players were sort of bubbling themselves, right? So they weren't going out. That's what they were doing, and that's how they were
Bubbly.
able to. Yeah, they were able to keep COVID to a minimum. It was virtually non-existent in the NFL. And the moment that they got out of the training camps, that was it. Everyone went home, and now they're with their families and on about their business. So
I think you
Yeah,
got to keep
so
the fans
they
out.
bubbled for practice, and
Yeah.
then for the regular season, they de-bubbled. So
Yeah.
they didn't. The truth of the matter is, man, the NFL had to be more proactive. They had to create that atmosphere early in the year and get the NFLPA to agree to it, and that's it. You got to remember, the NFL and the NFLPA, they do not collaborate. They're constantly at each other's necks. So that type of league can't do that. Where the NBA, they actually have some harmony. They work with each other. NFL ain't doing that shit.
Yeah,
You know,
because
these
that's because
players-
the president is one of the players.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
You
too
know,
late for the bubble. I don't think
not
none of us
only
think that's
that-
gonna happen. But
Bro,
I think
these
the
players,
NBA is
you got to
trash. I
tell
think
these
they're one of the
players to
worst
not go
unions.
see their families. People don't
Absolutely.
understand what NBA players did, man. A lot of them dudes went 85 days straight.
Yeah.
You know, you had Buddy from the Celtics not go to his child's birth. You had, like, those are sacrifices, man. So, like, these NFL dudes, you're asking them to make that sacrifice after their contract already says they're getting paid for the year. Nah, I'm straight.
I
You
think
shut
they
it down,
thought that
I'll
people
go
would
home
be
getting
smart
paid.
enough to not want to be sick, though. I think that's what they were thinking. So if
Yeah,
I
they-
give you the guidelines and tell you how to act and make sure you wear a mask, and they did give them guidelines and they did tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing. But if you have one team with 16, COVID cases, there's no way they were following those guidelines.
no.
It just seems impossible.
And I don't think
They
that shit is
about to
fair that
listen.
you got to postpone games or like for the Patriots that Camden gets to play. Like, I'll be mad as fuck if my starting QB got COVID and can't play. Like,
Yeah, but
I would
that
get
means-
mad as fuck.
But you got to think about that on the Patriots. And Cam was the only one. That means he had to catch it from somewhere else because he
Yeah.
was the only one that got sick, that tested positive. So that means he got it from somewhere instead of staying
Yeah,
home.
leave them hoes alone, Cam. Leave them hoes alone.
I think he's married, right?
We throwing
I
out
don't
rumors
know.
out there, Eric.
I know,
Leave
right?
them hoes alone,
But-
Cam.
the NFL is starting to open up because now they allowed the Miami to go to full capacity. Miami was smart enough to say, no, we're just still going to limit it to 15,000, but the NFL said, go ahead.
That idea.
It was
But
the
didn't they say they
governor.
was going to limit it until the October 25th? Then they were going to expand?
Oh, I didn't see the date. I didn't see the date.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, but that's dangerous as fuck.
Florida's
I
run by a
don't
bunch
like
of
it.
fucking wackos anyway.
I don't like it.
Yeah, for the most part, they
They're
are.
fucking maniacs.
That's
Well,
risking the players are already risking
You're
themselves.
saying that, but Miami decided to keep it to a minimum. The NFL is based out of New
Yeah,
York.
they're smart. They're smart.
So
That's dangerous.
Vic missed that. The NFL is in New York. So if New York is saying go ahead and do it, and Miami is saying no, we're not going to do it, then who's the crazy one?
Because what I'm telling you is it was the governor. Isn't the governor DeSantis? The governor opened up and said y'all could do that. I don't think it was the NFL. That's what
the state
I
is
was led
open
to
up.
believe.
The state
I'm
is-
saying the state in and of itself is bonkers. Like, I think they're out of their mind in some of the shit they be doing. But whatever. The NFL in and of itself is out of their mind if they co-sign. Like, with everything that's happening, like, you know what I'm saying? You already had 1 week that was a bye week, right? You know, now imagine when they got to cancel games in the thick of bye weeks. Like, you know how crazy that's going to be?
Well, the NFL has a protocol where you have to go, I think it's 3 days with no positive tests. The Titans just had 2 more positive tests. So I don't know. I think they have to have no positive tests today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday just to be able to play Sunday. So
Yeah, you know what the
crazy? Disclose it, or they're not going to play.
Here's
Sunday.
the craziest thing. This is why this shit is crazy. So what just happened with the Chiefs and the Patriots, right? You really didn't know till Monday morning if they would play Monday night, and that's the craziest part because you've got to wait for testing. So you don't even know if a game is going to be played until Monday, Monday morning for Monday night. So, like, that shit's crazy because in like 24 hours before game time, imagine 2 games getting rescheduled. Like, that's chaos.
I think the Pittsburgh situation is going to be the last time we see a game get rescheduled. I think the next time it's just going to be bump it a day or 2, and you got to play with who you got.
Who you got? Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is
I think
fucked
they're
up.
gonna have to because you can't. The scheduling in the NFL is a fucking
Now, listen. With all that's being said, this is going to show you who can coach and who can't. Because and listen,
Man,
it's going to come down to coaching.
it depends on who's missing. It depends on
but
on the who.
coaching is going to play a big part in this because this is going to become a normal occurrence, I believe. That sometimes
Coaching is always a big part of the NFL. To me, more than any other sport.
I mean, some coaches rely solely off of the ability of the players to be good. Some coaches can scheme so that any player that they put in, they can find success in what they're teaching. That's the difference.
But don't you think that some coaches are smart enough from the beginning to put in players who are versatile enough to be able to do that?
No, they all are not. There are plenty of great players sitting on the bench. And then they find out.
So you don't think that when Bill Belichick picks a player, he has
don't use
10 players. But you said it comes down to coaching, so that's why I'm using him as an example. Don't you think that somebody like a Bill Belichick is smart enough to say he has at least 10 players on his roster right now that can go from defensive end to linebacker or a linebacker to defensive end?
But he's a bad example because he's an anomaly.
Yes,
he's been doing it for years.
Exactly. So if Eric is saying that this is going to come down to coaching, then he can't be the only one that thought about that. Now, I'm not saying everybody's good at it, but others have probably tried. Not all of them are going to be that
How
smart.
many elite coaches, elite, that'll coach people up like that, do you think even exist in the league? How many?
I don't think there's many. But what I'm saying is
I would say maybe 5.
If Eric thinks that this is going to come down to coaching, I believe that that's the only way it'll help, because I don't care how good of a coach you are. If you don't have enough centers or you don't have enough tight ends or whatever your skill position is,
no, that's
just not going to work.
Different. You're talking about total team depletion. I'm not. I'm talking.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not actually.
I'm talking about.
position.
I mean, okay, but every team usually has 2 to maybe 3 centers. So if
Were rosters expanded?
if you're, at least 2 centers and 1 on the practice squad.
Or 1 center and a swing tackle that can possibly play
Right.
center,
Right. So here we are. If you're a coach and you understand the environment that we're in, then I'm going to make sure to spend the extra time or put in the extra time to develop my backup centers to be almost as good as my starter in case some bullshit happens. I don't think that there are a lot of coaches using that same practice in the league. I think that there's just
not a lot. I agree.
basing their wins and their team success off of the ability of the players alone. Man, you look at Bill O'Brien was a perfect example.
Where do you rank Andy Reid as coach?
As far as the coaches in the league?
Active?
I would say he's the 3rd best coach in the league.
And that's exactly why you're saying what you're saying, because you believe you have one of the top coaches in the NFL. Right. So you believe that you can just say that.
No, I'm not saying that. I was actually using my coaching experiences as a thought process in this, because players get hurt, or in this case, players get sick, and the coaches who succeed the most are the coaches who are prepared for those things. Some people just don't spend much time preparing for those types of things.
That's true, but realistically, if you lose your quarterback, your starting quarterback, that's a difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs.
For a lot of teams, no matter how good of a coach you are, a lot of teams.
Yeah. Also, that's easier to do in a league where the talent is more blended.
Exactly.
Like the NFL, there are fucking superstars at certain positions that freezy, that you can't really just replace. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I don't think that the wins or losses we can say that it comes down to coaches. Because I don't care how good of a coach you are. Some teams are just not built to have a whole lot of really good backups. It's just not. I think can't you carry now? You can carry extra players, right? On your they
allow more practice squad players.
Yeah, they do allow more practice.
That's right. But you can call up anyone off of your practice squad. Now the restrictions are gone just for this year, right? Like they can have played.
They made some adjustments for this year. But my point is this: you have teams with multiple. So like I'll use this example, and trust me, it pains me to fucking say this, but the Eagles are a good example. Right? Because coming into this season, no one, I'm going to just keep it real. Mute him for this session if you can. So, no one thought they would be 1-3 because they got fucking, they got a lot of talent. Their injuries, no one thought that. I mean, damn near all their wide receivers, one of their best tight ends, their fucking entire old line. I'm like, come on, man. Like, Doug Peterson's not a trash coach. Some shit is just hard to overcome. It's just that's all I'm saying.
Right now we're talking about some very serious injuries, but when it comes to COVID though, we're talking 2 weeks more than likely. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
We hope
how to keep your team together for 2 weeks when those types of players go out due to COVID. This is gonna
but there's this year's different because there's COVID and there's injuries.
Well, actually, the injuries have only hit. I actually did a little research. The injuries have only hit about 4 teams, 4 to 5 teams. Everybody else is doing pretty well. Some teams have just been decimated, like the Eagles, the Jets, the Cowboys is up there. They got a whole bunch of injuries, but a lot of teams they're. Especially at the quarterback position, there are no quarterbacks who've been put out for the season yet. Surprisingly.
We're fucking cursed.
It's usually always one quarterback who gets done for the season before the midway point. We'll see what happens.
That's too funny.
I'm about to get fucked up for the season.
Well, we still have football, so for now. So let's just enjoy it.
As well. All I got to say is first place. And I wish bad luck to all you guys' team on the podcast.
Horrible.
Especially them Cowgirls. Especially them, that damn
First place. What's today, Wednesday? for 4 days. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Hey,
Go
I'm
out.
gonna bask in it. First
Do
place,
100 more
baby.
posts. Because
How
come
was-
Sunday, that shit's
No
a
one
wrap.
told the
Yeah,
internet.
you know it's gonna. You know what would piss him off if the Cowboys beat the Giants and the Eagles lose to the Steelers.
Oh my God, he'd be
The
hurt.
Cowboys fans, I'm
That
telling
gonna
you, they're gonna go crazy for being
Of
in
course.
Let me give you a
Of
news
course.
flash. Let me,
and that
Cow-
is gonna piss Chris
come
off.
Sunday, 8 p.m., Cowboys are in first place.
And that-
Bullshit. Where my
How
sign at?
about that?
It's not the Cowboys
Where my
being
sign
in
at?
first place that'll piss
Stop.
them off. It's the Cowboys who will gloat about being in first. The fans that'll gloat about it. That will piss him. It's gonna.
Yeah, the
Well,
fans that
his-
been non-existent
his-
on the internet since that L, them same fans, of course.
Let me tell you something. The
I should tell
Cowboys
you.
will be in first place by Sunday night.
Bullshit. Holla at me Sunday.
Fucking
Bullshit.
fact. Trust me, I'll holler at you. I
I
ain't
got
going
the-
nowhere.
I got the Washington football team in first place after this
Fuck
weekend.
out of here.
Very possible. I don't even
Who
know
they
who
play?
I don't even know, but it's very
Fuck them.
possible.
It don't matter because they don't matter. Fuck them.
I know the Cowboys and the Eagles got a pretty tough game this week.
The Cowboys play the Giants and the Eagles play the Steelers. The Washington football team play the Rams.
Play the Rams.
Everybody losing but us.
Where?
Let's
Are
get
they
it.
on the road?
They're in Washington.
It
There
don't
is,
matter where they at.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look. There is so much pressure this weekend on the Dallas Cowboys. It's unbelievable. If they don't
I'm
fucking
not
win,
doing this with y'all tonight.
if they don't
He trying to
fucking
have a
win
whole
this
nother
game,
segment now.
I'm not doing this with y'all tonight.
they don't. Hey,
But
Vic,
Here's the
if Vic,
thing.
if they don't fucking win that game, it's gonna be hell to pay, Dr. It's gonna be over.
Ooh, the Giants.
They're gonna
Ooh,
come.
I
it's
can't
to the
wait till
high
Sunday.
heaven.
What you call the shit? The pitchforks. The
Dion,
4x4s.
not doing this with y'all tonight. Nope.
I can't
You know what's sad too? Let me tell you
Nope.
something real funny. Hey, Eric, stay with me here for a second, right? So
Hey, Vic.
think about it like this: you
Humor me.
can't even fire the coach because you just cut a big check. So think about it. Jerry is in the worst spot because he can't fire McCarthy because he'll look like an asshole. And did they give him a 5-year jump off?
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. So look at here. They can't even fire that man.
I love y'all misery.
Yo, it's terrible. You know why you're losing, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Mike fucking Nolan was the worst hire ever.
Oh man.
In the words of Donald Sterling, what has he done?
Gave up
What has he done?
36.5.
Before coming to the Cowboys, where was Mike Nolan, bro?
I don't know, but he gave up 307 yards rushing last week. Go
I
ahead,
think
Vic.
that's a conversation we probably got to have another day because we can talk 80 minutes on that. I would love to discuss.
That's
some
why I said I
football
ain't
about
saying
that.
nothing. I'm not saying a word.
Cowboy fans that know football, when they hear that, they're gonna know that shit. Mike Nolan's debacle was a horrible fucking hire. Horrible
I
hire.
agree.
And y'all had what was that young stud? What was that young buck? That black man, that beast? What was his name?
Richards, wasn't it?
Dion.
Chris Richard. Chris Richard.
Chris Richard.
That kid, he was talented. People were looking for him. Why y'all not just give him the fucking job? You bring it. Oh, you let Mike McCarthy hire an asshole. You know why he got the job, Mike Nolan? Because he hired Mike McCarthy 20 fucking years ago. It was some old good old boy shit. And now you suffer for that fucking fuckery hire. Anywho, I'm done.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's not
Hey,
take the
Big
night
G.
speaking on them peasants.
I'm not saying a word because I'm not.
At least y'all gotta win.
Tonight.
Just ain't even got to win, so.
You should have a pleasant night after this.
What's that?
Definitely make sure y'all tune in Sunday and watch them Eagles win. Please make sure you do that.
Please comment. Please go to the YouTube and comment after the loss, please. Thank you.
And dear fans,
Humble his ass.
if you want to see
Yeah.
winning football, Tune in to number 15, okay? That's winning football. Thank you. That's my PSA.
And just make sure you like, subscribe, share, and tune in weekly. We appreciate you.
And go vote for one of these donkeys. Don't matter who.
That's Hollywood Vic advice, not mine. Y'all be safe out there.
Peace.